And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. So this is a topic that has been discussed endlessly, and that is how the GOAT, Michael Jordan, would do in today's era. And we've heard not only fans, but players, former players, media members say things like he would average 50 in today's game. And while LeBron James fanboys would like to think that people are being hyperbolic about it, this is an educated guesstimation based off of people who have seen Michael Jordan play and understand what he's capable of, and understand how the rule changes would make it even easier for a guy who was able to average, I think 37 a season at his highest point. He averaged 37 in one season. Well, you take that guy and put him in an era where defense can't be played, where you can't hand check, where the lane is wide open, where we currently have this freedom of movement BS going on. And it is easy to see how Michael Jordan could easily average 50 if that's what he chose to do. Now, we all know, those of us who watch Michael Jordan, that Michael Jordan is simply going to average what it takes to win the game. But Steve Kerr adds yet another reason why Michael Jordan would dominate today's era. So this article is coming from Basketball Network. And it says he might have won more titles. Steve Kerr claims Michael Jordan would have been more dominant if he played in the social media era. Kerr thinks the hate comments on social media platforms would only fire MJ up. Says diehard basketball fans love debating how Michael Jordan would fare in today's game. They want to see how MJ would tweak his offensive arsenal to accommodate modern playbooks and new rules. Apart from on-court action, some are curious how his airness would react to the everyday vitriol players get from social media. Would the harsh criticisms thrown at him adversely affect his game? Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr said his former teammate would have been even more dominant if he had played in the social media age. There would have been so many more slights. He might have won more titles, Kerr told Mark Stein in 2016. Says fuel to the fire. Was Kerr being biased or was he speaking the truth? If a fan had sent Jordan a DM calling him a selfish ball hog, would he have responded by delivering a passing masterclass? Most likely. After all, this was one of the main criticisms aimed at Mike early in his career. The penchant for taking over games rather than passing the rock led to premature playoff exits in his first years in the NBA. When the Black Cat finally learned to trust his teammates and won his first NBA championship in 1991, he gave his critics a shout out. Quote, "This has been a 7-year struggle for me," Jordan said, per the New York Times. "It should get rid of the stigma of me being a one-man team. We have players surrounding myself that makes us an effective basketball team. Now my teammates have stepped up and the stigma is removed. I don't know if I'll ever have this same feeling again." Yeah, so, whenever people say it wasn't until Michael Jordan learned to pass that he broke through and started winning, I actually disagree with that. I believe it's when Michael Jordan's teammates got better and were actually able to help him. And then he was able to trust them because they had put in the work to get better from year to year. This is what I believe. To me, this whole notion that MJ was just selfish was the reason that they weren't winning, that's a complete farce. That's ridiculous. That wasn't the reason they were winning. They weren't winning because MJ literally, unlike they like to say about LeBron today, MJ literally didn't have help. Like, MJ literally was the team in the beginning. But yeah. So this is something I have said, I believe, pretty early on in my YouTube journey, is that, people like to, again, make excuses for these modern players about the criticism they receive because of social media and how this affects them. And when you think about Michael Jordan, and basically what I mean is Michael Jordan in soft, like all these players are today, and especially the Duck, the Deer, the 4 and 6 King, LeBron James, your King fanboys. Michael Jordan in soft. So to me, when I think about Michael Jordan playing in an era, first of all, you got to think about Michael Jordan. He was always looking for a slight. Sometimes he was making up slights to keep himself motivated. So to live in an era where it's unlimited fuel, where all he has to do is click on his phone and see someone saying something negative about him, to have that fuel to go out there and deliver 50-point performances, I completely agree with Steve Kerr that he would have more championships, he would be more dominant. And obviously it's not just for this one reason, but to me, this is another reason to add to the pile of reasons why Michael Jordan would completely obliterate this era. If Michael Jordan in his prime was playing today, nobody would know who LeBron James is. Yes, I just said that, fanboys. That's correct. If Michael Jordan in his prime was playing in this modern day era, nobody would care about LeBron James and a lot of these superstars, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, you got to think about Michael Jordan's first championship, right? Because that is when all the talk was going around about him not making his teammates better. And what did he go out and do in that 91 championship against Magic Johnson? He averaged 11 assists in that final series. Do you think that was by accident? I know, because I've said this in other videos. To me, the difference between first three-peat Michael Jordan and second three-peat Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan was proving some points during that first three-peat. So they were saying he can't pass. So the first finals, 91 finals, he goes out there, averages 11 point something assists. And I think Magic Johnson averaged 12 assists. So he averaged one less assist than the greatest passer in the history of the game. Fanboys. The 1992 against the Blazers, where the whole competition between him and Clyde Drexler and them saying Michael Jordan wasn't a great three-point shooter. Well, he went out there and proved a point that I'm a great three-point shooter when I want to be, and set the record for 3-pointers and a half at that time. And then in 1993 against Charles Barkley, when Charles Barkley won the MVP instead of him, he went out there to prove a point by averaging over 40 points in the finals. So to me, the first three-peat Michael Jordan was the Michael Jordan who was proving points and shutting people up. Now, the second three-peat, Michael Jordan was a little older, more mature. I don't think he had the need to prove anything to anybody. So he was just winning. So it was the 96 finals against the Seattle Supersonics. I believe that's the one where George Karl made a statement about something like Michael Jordan is just settling for jump shots now. because he's lost some athleticism, so he's not going to the hole as much. Well, what did Michael Jordan do that series? He actually just took the jump shots. He said, he's like, I'm going to take what you give me. And if you give me the jump shot, I'm going to take the jump shot. If you want to open up the lane, I'll drive to the hole. But he wasn't out there to just prove a point that because you say I can't come to the hole, then I'm going to just go to the hole every time. Because to me, at that point, he had established himself already with that first three-peat. So, to me, that was the point where Michael Jordan just began playing smarter and smarter season after season. But yeah, so for somebody like Michael Jordan, who was always looking for that edge, always looking for something to motivate him, even going as far as to make up stuff like the story about LeBradford Smith, where supposedly LeBradford had a good game on Mike. And he did have a good game on Mike, but supposedly at the end of that game, he walked off and said, good game, Mike, or something, something ridiculous. Whatever it was, even if he had said it, it didn't seem like it would have been that big a slight, but whatever it was, turned out that the guy never said that at all. And Michael Jordan just made up something to go out there and destroy the guy the next time. So for somebody who's constantly looking for fuel, you think this social media era would be heaven for Michael Jordan. He would have that fuel every single night. Because whether he played great or not, the fanboys would have something negative to say. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think? How do you think Michael Jordan would do in the social media era? Do you think social media would affect Michael Jordan's game negatively? Or do you believe, like Steve Kerr and myself, that social media would actually be great for someone who's looking for fuel all the time to hype themselves up? And like I said, when it comes down to it, the bottom line is Michael Jordan is not soft. He's not soft like LeBron James, like Kevin Durant, like Joel Embiid, like Ben Simmons, like Zion Williamson. The list goes on. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly, truly fantastic day. And I'll see you next time. All right.